What's going on YouTube? It's your boy CatLife here, bringing another Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel video, and today we're going to be playing some more Despia Darklords with DPE. Now this deck is still super fun for me. I really enjoy playing this deck. If you guys are new to the channel and you want to go ahead and hit the subscribe button, you always can, as it does help the channel grow. If you're also always watching videos of mine and you notice you like the content and notice that you still haven't hit the sub button, what are you doing? Anyways, this is a deck that we are running. It's the same deck that I was running before. I haven't made any changes to it, as I just really like it at this. I think the only thing I would do is probably limit it down to 40 cards instead of 45, but I'll get there when I get there. But anyways, if you guys enjoy the video, let me know. Hit the comment section in the description below. See ya. Alright, so we are going to be going second, and at this point we are going to be going against some Exo Sisters. Now Exo Sisters honestly in Master Duel aren't really too strong, as they are just missing some key cards, but until then they're gonna be kind of weak. So at this point I already know this game is about as easy as it can be, especially with someone that is like running a deck that can function really good. So I do use the Allure of Darkness to bait out what I thought he did have, which was the Ash. However, I then decided to use Darklord Ixchel to go ahead and draw 2 cards, but we do get hit with the Call by the Grave. So it looks like they did have about like 2 hand traps. I consider Call by the Grave to be a hand trap. And then this point, now I'm at the point where I just could go into DPE. Now by going into DPE, I am going to get hit with Rivalry of the Warlords, but to be honest, that's not going to do too much for me. I'm just going to go ahead and attack his card directly, and then use DPE's ability to go ahead and destroy the Exorcist of Vadis that he did have on the field. Now, one thing I will point out is I honestly forget about the Rivalry of the Warlords, and you're going to see. So I decided to use DPE's ability to go ahead and destroy. Now with me being able to destroy this card, he brings out his Exorcist Elise, but Elise isn't going to be able to do anything but attack, so that does suck. Since they can't get into their Exceed monsters, this pretty much GG's. Now this is where I mess up. I use Dash's ability and completely forgetting about Warlords, so now I can't summon out DPE anymore. So at this point I'm just going to use it to go ahead and grab 2 cards, and I'm just going to go ahead and attack. Now I do end my turn after attacking, and man, when I tell you this game probably would have been over, but it is what it is, right? So he just summons out his Stella. At this point I believe he just quits. There's nothing he can do. I mean, I'm not gonna remove anything from the graveyard, and by me not removing anything from my graveyard, he's not gonna be able to summon out his Exceed monster, so it's just GG's. Let's get into the next one. Alright, now round number 2, and we are going first. So now I decided to activate Banishment of the Darklords, which I'm going to go ahead and get ourselves a Indulge. From the Indulge, I'm going to summon out the Ukoback to get the Ixchel from the deck. Activate Ixchel's ability, toss out the Superbia in the graveyard, and now we can use Darklord Contact to go ahead and summon out Superbia. By summoning out Superbia, I activate this effect to go ahead and get our Ixchel now onto the field from the grave, and I'm going to activate Ixchel's ability to go ahead and send back the Banishment of the Darklords from our graveyard to the deck to go ahead and grab ourselves a Darklord card. Now I do go ahead and get ourselves a Aluber onto the field, and from here we can go ahead and go into our theater. Now is when it gets really fun, because I can now fuse into the first Darklord card, and at this point this card is just super good. I mean, this is probably one of my favorite cards, especially when it comes to this deck. And I'm just gonna go ahead and put 2 cards onto the field, and we're gonna end our turn. Now I did think about putting our branded in red on the field, but I chose not to. And looks like we are going against a Cyber Dragon player. Now this Cyber Dragon player kind of sucks, because he probably could have got his Cyber Dragon onto the field without having to do all this, but because our Ukoback was in the way, he couldn't just special summon it. So I feel like we kind of negated some stuff, and it's a good thing that we didn't put anything into our link zones, our extra deck zone, because of the fact that like he would have just been able to take it to make one of his cyber monsters, the mega fleets. So he does activate the power of Cyber Dragon Siege to destroy our fusion the first Darklord and one of our monsters, but because he destroyed one of our monsters after destroying the first Darklord, we can go ahead and use the power of Theater to go ahead and bring it back. And now I activate Superbia to go ahead and summon out another Ixchel. And at this point, it's just going to be GG's because we do have Morningstar in our hand. So I'm going to activate Theater, go ahead and make ourselves another Darklord card. And because we used Morningstar as a material, we can go ahead and wipe the whole field, and we can just go ahead and attack. So Zane Fizdale is out of here. Let's get into the next one. Alright, so we are now on our third match, and we are going second once again, and it looks like we're going against a Time Lord deck. So this is interesting, as Time Lords are kind of annoying since we can't actually destroy it by battle, but we can at least do this, which is get ourselves a Aluber on the field by using Branded Opening. Then I'm going to go activate Reasoning. They're going to go ahead and select level 2, which is going to actually get ourselves a Dasher onto the field. So not the best option for us, but it is what it is. I can now go ahead and use 3 of my monsters in their hand to go ahead and make the first Darklord, using Morningstar to go ahead and wipe out the whole field. And because one of them was the Dramaturge, we can go ahead and summon it back from the graveyard. So nice little field wipe. Unfortunately, we can't wipe Mission, but they can go ahead and activate the power of MST. I'm going to use Branded in red, and by using the Branded in red, I'm going to go ahead and combine the Jester to go ahead and make ourselves a Masquerade Blazing Dragon. Now with the Masquerade Blazing Dragon, anytime they activate an ability, it's going to cost them 600. And so at this point, they're going to go ahead and actually use the Michonne, bounce it back, and now they're going to go ahead and get rid of our Dramaturge by summoning out a Kaiju, and then they summon out another Time Lord. They do attack into our Dasher, and at this point we take 2100. So a little weird that they didn't attack into the other one, but it is what it is. At this point, it is GG's, and the reason I say that is I can now summon out Dramaturge. And so my thought process was, by summoning out Dramaturge, I can go ahead and summon out Dragluvion. Now by an Exceed monster coming out, I can go ahead and negate the effect of Raffion, which means we can actually destroy it and do damage to it. So I summon out Numeron Dragon, and we're just gonna go ahead and able to attack for 9k. So even though we couldn't destroy it or do effect damage, battle damage to it, thanks to the power of Dramaturge, we were able to go ahead and get past that. Alright, so on the last duel, we are going first, and we are going to be starting off with the Aluber, and then from there we can go ahead and get ourselves a Allure of Darkness, toss out the Ixchel. After that, I activate our Banishment of the Darkness to go ahead and grab ourselves a Darklord Superbia. And yes, you guessed it, we are going to go into the first Darklord. Now, like I said, the first Darklord is like really good. It just allows you to go ahead and go off of so many plays, especially with the play to go into Superbia to summon out another fairy Darklord monster from the grave. And then we're just going to go ahead and cap it off with the Fusion Destiny to summon out a DPE. Now, this is like just really good turn, because now we have cards that can be targeted, and then we have the ability to go ahead and pop a card thanks to the power of the DPE. So it looks like our opponent is actually going to be playing True Dracos, and I was actually shocked to see this because I haven't seen a True Draco deck in a while. But I decided to go and summon out the Aluber, and by summoning out the Aluber, we grab out our Branded in red, which is going to be really helpful later on, just in case we want to go into more plays such as the Masquerade Blazing Dragon. But they are going to go ahead and attack our Aluber with the Ignis, and then they're going to go ahead and end our turn. And then I forgot to go ahead and pop our DPE, because what I could have did is popped it, but I wanted to go ahead and basically ignore the effects from going off, but I forgot DPE was going to destroy itself anyways this turn. So unfortunately, the True Draco player does get 2 effects off, and yep, they grab themselves Dynamite, and they're able to go ahead and grab themselves another True Draco card. But at the end of the day, we're still sitting really nice. So it is our turn, and we are going to be drawing into the Darklord Ixchel. We do get our DPE back onto the field, and at this point it's kind of GG's, as we just have too much attack power. So what I decided to do is just go ahead and attack. I actually forgot to go ahead and pop the DP right here to destroy this, but I mean, it is what it is. And we're just gonna go ahead and bring them down to about 800 life points of damage, and then we're gonna activate Branded Opening, toss out the Morningstar, as Morningstar is useless because we can't activate its effects anymore. But we can go ahead and make ourselves a Masquerade Dragon and also get ourselves the Dramaturge back onto the field. So now with Masquerade, we do have a full field. They can't activate Lightning Storm, so I wasn't really worried about that because they have 2 cards on this field face up. So now they are just going to go ahead and basically scoop the game. As you can see, they do summon out their Dynamite. From there, they're going to go into another Ignis and activate the card of Demise and just go ahead and end game. So once again, Darklord Despia is just a really fun deck. I hope that you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, do not forget to go ahead and comment, like, and subscribe, as it does help. I would really appreciate it. And once again, thank you all for supporting. See ya.